Well, that's it. Oleg packed his things. It was not a goodbye. Good riddance. All that does not do for the best. I can still meet my man and be happy, said Vika. Who needs you? Turgenev's young lady in her 30s with high ideals and pipe dreams, he tossed contemptuously and left. They lived together for 4 years. They did not formalize their relationship. Oleg considered stamps in the passport a relic of the past century. Vika did not insist. He had once loved her for her modesty and kindness. I thought that people like you did not exist in nature, he told her and looked at her with amorous eyes. As I fell in love, so I fell out of love. People change not only externally, but people's inner world, their ideals, their needs also change. Vika had long felt that their relationship had outlived itself. She knew that Oleg had another woman and was waiting for him to make up his mind and leave her. He made up his mind. Vika went to the mirror, slender, beautiful, intelligent, a little over 30, but looking much younger. Of course, she cried, felt sorry for herself. How could she not? Oleg was still finishing his 2-year degree at the University of Technology when they started living together, and she was already working, so she paid for the rent, and almost all the other expenses were hers. She had never been greedy, and now she was not bitter about the money she had spent on him. It was pity for the lost years. Vika had hoped to live the rest of her life with him after all. Okay, enough whining. Tomorrow at the hairdresser's for a new haircut. Get my thoughts and feelings in order. I'm going on vacation in 2 months, and I'm going to the south. I'll be fine, Vika mentally reassured herself. She wiped away her tears and smiled at her reflection in the mirror. In the remaining time before vacation, Vika really calmed down. She had not even expected that her suffering would be so short. Maybe because she was subconsciously prepared for it. Vika became prettier. There's a strange thing about women. They always get slimmer and prettier after a divorce for some reason. Why? A mystery. In Sochi, Vika stayed in a relatively inexpensive hotel. The weather is wonderful, the sea is warm, the sky is blue. She lies on the beach, so relaxed and calm. The beach belongs to the hotel. Vika even dozed off a little. She was awakened by hysterical screams. Some crazy mother was screaming at her 5-year-old child. The little boy stood there looking up at her with hunted eyes, and then cried. The mother got even more angry and slapped the boy on the cheek. She hit him on the cheek good and hard. He fell down, bursting into tears. Vika got indignant, got up, and went over to them. What are you doing? He's just a little boy. How can you hit a child like that? The angry mother sent her intercessor away, of course. Vika began to calm the boy down. He was already choking on tears. She gave him some water to drink. The mother looked at her with an angry look, continuing to rub the cream on her slender, tanned figure. A man came over and asked what was wrong. Do some education with your wife, or she's going to kill her son someday if she hits him in the face with such force. I can't calm him down for half an hour. Vika outlined the problem. She's lying about everything. The offender tried to justify herself. With your wife? No, she is not my wife, and never will be, the man answered Vika. 2 hours to pack. I hope, when we go back to the room with Ronka, you will not be there, he said to the angry lady. In the evening, the man came to Vika to thank her for her son. Ronka was already asleep. It turned out that Vyacheslav was a single father. His wife had run off with her lover 3 years ago. She left not only her husband, but also her young son. He did not enter into any relationships with women for a long time. He didn't have time for that. Ronka was weak, often had colds. Doctors recommended taking him as often as possible to the south. It is good for the boy to breathe the sea air. It is not the first time they have vacationed here. Ronka is feeling better. He is no longer haunted by bronchitis. Vyacheslav met this woman at the hospital. She works in the physiotherapy room. She and her son visited it often. She began to visit them. In the presence of his father, she treated Ronka as if he were her own, but in reality, they spent the remaining days of their vacation together. Vyacheslav lived in Krasnoyarsk, Vika in Lesosibirsk, not far away. After their return, they continued to communicate, came to visit each other, and 6 months later they got married. 5 years have passed. Vika is absolutely happy, and although this concept has begun to fade from the surrounding reality, for her, it is there, it is a state of her soul. From the moment she met Vyacheslav with Ronka. Now Ronka has a little sister, and it does not matter that they do not live luxuriously, that the 3-room apartment was bought with a mortgage. The most important thing is that they are happy people. They have calm and smart children. Her world is comfortable and safe here. What else does a woman need to be happy? Recently, in the mall where they were with the whole family, Vika met Oleg. He said hello, began to ask about life. I am doing well. Loving husband, son, and daughter. I am happy, and thank you for leaving, she replied and smiled. Subscribe to our channel not to miss new interesting life stories. Give us your likes, write your opinion in the comments.